You're listening to VO Radio. The views, opinions, and insights shared are not necessarily those of other panelists, guests, and contributors on VO Radio and its broadcast programs. Advice, tips, opinions, and legal suggestions are based on industry experience of the individual co-host, panelist, guest, or contributor. These opinions and comments are not endorsed by or verified by VO Radio and its operators. Listener discretion is advised.
Do you have some good used gear laying around?
Come and get it!
Why not post them for sale on the flea market and make a few bucks? At your used voiceover, business and small studio items today.
Better hurry!
There is even a new gear area where we feature hand-picked and technology reviewed here on VO Radio. The used gear flea market and VO store. I'm nearly there. They're here for you.
The VO Store and VO Radio Flea Market.
This stuff is so cool!
See the VO Store link on the top of the website and add your stuff free today.
Hi, this is Stacy Barrow. Be sure to catch my feature, Top of Mind, all week long during the 24/7 broadcast here on VO Radio. Check out the programs section of the website for my weekly show hour. Internet radio for the voice artists, just like you. You're catching VO Radio.
Are you a voice talent looking for feedback? Well, good news. Here at VO Radio, we have the Audition Underground.
I think that's pretty cool.
The process is simple. Go to the Audition Underground link on the website, select which audition you would like to submit, record it, send it through, and then we will contact you if we are going to feature you live on Let's Talk VO.
But let me ask you something. What do you think of this?
It will also be aired on a feature called Audition Underground here on VO Radio.
What were you thinking, Mark?
I don't know.
To think I would like that. I would never like that, Mark. I would never like that.
Okay, I made a mistake. It won't happen again.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We are VO Radio. Welcome to Let's Talk VO, live here on VO Radio. Interact with us by texting 970-682-3424. That's 970-682-3424. Or use the Ask a Question button located on your radio player window. You can also email us using the icon on the apps. Now, it's time for Let's Talk VO on VO Radio.
Hi there. Welcome to Let's Talk VO. It's Monday and oh my goodness, I was caught in that, not literally in the snowstorm, but I was caught in Florida last week. So I missed our show and I feel so discombobulated because of that. Life and all is right with the world when we get to do VO Radio and talk about VO stuff. So with us on the panel, we've got Anthony Reese, the mastermind behind VO Radio. And with Business Sense, by the way, that's his feature. We've got Peter Drew with Hot Mic. Oh my gosh, let me see if I remember everybody. I'm really not looking at anything.
Right.
Chef Deb Monroe with VO Recipes. And yeah, Bev Standing with Inside the Booth. Phew, that was a lot of pressure. Oh yeah, and me, Stacy Barrow with Top of Mind. Okay. And you know what? Have you checked out our Tubies page? Our VO Tubies page, because right now, we're live streaming here on VO Radio, but we're also live on YouTube as well. And I just checked this out right before the show. So all you have to do is go to shows and it says live Tubies, or literally if you hop on YouTube, VO Radio, you can find our channel really easily. It's very
wave, easy. Say hello, everybody out there watching. Hello.
Hello. You know what? Wednesday, we have our VIP guest, Christy Harst.
Christy Harst.
Am I crazy? I see it on agenda. Do I have the right one?
Oh, did I send out the wrong? I bet I didn't send out the new one. It's actually Tim Freelander this Wednesday, isn't it?
Oh, well,
that's why when Deb said that, I thought, what is going on with the Mark Cashman thing? I updated and must have attached the wrong one, you guys. So that's not cool.
Well, okay, so Tim Friedlander, and so we can find out what's going on in the state of voiceover. And then at another point in time, we are having Christy Hart. So that's exciting. And I'm so glad I didn't miss that. I missed Mark Cashman, though. I'm so bummed. And well, did any of you guys have any situations with that snowstorm? Any of you? Like Were you like locked in? Did you have to shovel a lot of snow? Could you not get somewhere? Well,
We live in Canada.
I was about to say the two Canadians, we don't have to even ask
We
them.
live in an igloo. It's just what we do.
It's bloody cold.
Oh my
But
gosh.
you sent it out. You sent the cold our way, Deb.
Yeah.
Down to Florida. Thank you so much.
But apparently Northern Ontario had the coldest temperature in the world or something, or at least in Canada or something, just the other day, which is just weird to me because I lived in Saskatchewan. It was minus 64, and that's when it's just wrong.
It's just wrong. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we had about 20 inches of snow. Yeah. So it
Really?
was nice. Oh yeah. Connecticut, it got dumped on, and a lot of digging out, and trying to find a plow guy to plow the driveway was a lot of fun. And
Oh my gosh.
but we finally got out and got the car out of the driveway. So, but
my
it's winter time, and in Connecticut we have 5 microclimates, and they all change the weather. What Mark Twain said, I guess, wait a minute, and the weather changes in New England. Well, it's true because it's very difficult to predict here because of all the little microclimates, and we got zapped with snow.
Well, Peter, since you're telling us about that, we have that new feature where the new thing that we do where we go around and tell a tip to
Tell a tip.
get things going. So what kind of tip do you have for everyone today?
Well, I've been frustrated with AI today. I had to call credit reporting bureaus, and security is a bit important to them. So trying to get to a human is almost impossible. And I was just thinking about just the tenor of things, how people are feeling. It's a tough time for the world right now. Just for whatever reason, people are a little bit grumpy and dealing with AI, trying to call the bank, and you have to talk to a machine, and then you finally get a human, and that human's not too happy because they reduced the workforce. They got to take over 25 more calls than they used to have to take per hour. It's just servicing your customers, your clients, and go the extra mile and be extra nice to them and communicate with them the best you can. My wife and I have a little reselling business on the side, and on the selling platforms we're on, it's important that you get good rating. People give you a little 5-star rating or 2-star rating or whatever. It's always good to have as many stars as you can, and because people look at that. It's the same thing. We don't have a star rating system. Maybe Google, your Google
Right.
business page, right? But as far as your own business, and just be extra nice and realize that people are a bit frustrated and they're tired of dealing with AI, and be more human. Just like we talk about when we have to talk about how we outcompete the AI synthetic voices, we have to be more human than they are. So it's the same thing. It's just be nice to folks, and service your customers properly. That's all.
Oh, very good. That's a very helpful message.
Well, I hope so.
Okay, what about you, Bev?
I would have to say I've been thinking a lot about hanging on to things that I have, physical things that I have. I moved a couple of years ago, and over the weekend, I have these huge cardboard boxes, and I went, well, they look like empty boxes for gear I've had in time. And I thought, I'm going to go through it. I found an MP3 player. I found, like, nobody even uses those anymore, but I'm hanging on to that, and I have no idea why. I found a whole bunch of stuff that I don't even know what they did. I don't know why I bought them. So I'll look them up and see if they can be used by somebody, and I'll donate them somewhere to, something that someone that doesn't have computers but wants to play music would like an MP3 player. Well, they can have it. But it was a huge box. Actually, there were 2, and I have one more to go through, and it's all the wires and cables. I probably have 100 cables, and if I'm not using it and it's not brand new, then it's going to be either recycled or donated. So, and it's kind of it felt really good after I'd gone through the box and thought, I don't need this big box back in the basement. So it felt good. So, just keep what you need and don't what you don't.
Good for you. Can you go through my stuff too?
Probably with ease. It's my stuff that I have problems with.
Right.
Right?
What about you, Deb?
Well, I'm actually going to kind of go off Peter's comment because I'm actually kind of doing a bit of the opposite in the sense of I'll never forget the girl that was on VO Radio, and she says, you guys, you're telling us to stay away from AI. We get it, but what are you telling us to do, those of us who have to live in this? Because a lot of us are the retirees. And so there's there's another angle to this. Is it's here. It's a monster. It's scary. And so I'm trying to create an environment where we can learn to adapt and value within it. And so that's what I think is important. So I'm teaching workshops about AI now so that we can learn how to protect ourselves, yes, but also what kind of things that we can do to help it in our career too. So there's some things that I think that has some advantages and disadvantages. And I just mean it. That listener who said that, it just really struck me hard. Like, they are the youth. They're the ones who have to deal with all this. We're going to leave this behind. So we've also got to stay current and help them through this mess.
Nice.
Absolutely. And we have our community, which is the hugest support of all, so if any of you have questions out there and you're not sure what to do in a situation, or you're frustrated, just contact any one of us here on the panel. And what about you, Anthony? What kind of tip do you have for
first
us?
things first, for everybody out there in the panel land, new agendas on the way. So check your email real quick if you can. I think here's my take is for today is, do you know your daisy chain? What do I mean by that? As a voiceover talent, a lot of voiceover talent have a friend or an engineer buddy or somebody set up their microphone connectivity for them. They don't know what happens when they talk into the mic. They have no clue what goes downstream, so to say. You want to know your daisy chain. In other words, you want to know from the front of your microphone for the XLR or the USB out, going to the interface, going to your computer or USB. You want to know that chain. So this way, if you're ever in a situation where you have to remove or reconfigure your setup with a new mic or a new interface, you know how to connect your pieces together. So connectivity is a big issue. Basically, what it comes down to is I like to remind people to be cyber techie. Understand basically what's going on from the microphone to the interface or to your USB or to your laptop or your desktop or your tower. And then what happens when it arrives to the sound card. And then what happens when the sound card sends a signal into your software. So understand going into your software and coming backwards out of your software, that daisy chain, using the old broadcast engineer guys terminology. So that's something to consider. Know what your connectivity is. Even go ahead and take pictures of it if you need to. Don't be afraid to go ahead and take your phone and shoot pictures of your connectivity. So if the time comes where something happens and you have to remember how to reconnect everything, you got that on your phone. So there you go.
Not if, when.
When.
Exactly. Exactly. We need that extra confidence to know that. Definitely.
Right.
I use painter's tape.
Ooh.
And I write what gets connected to what and wrap it around the cable.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I have
so
cable
good.
ties that you can write on as well, which really help as well.
Okay, now for Stacy. Stacy, what is your tip for today?
Stacy, what is your tip?
Yeah, I'm going to tip you off. Okay, my tip is small talk. It's about small talk, actually. And I feel like, visiting family over last week and being in airports, being in, situations, restaurants, what have you, and also, talking to people on Zoom and stuff like that. The word small talk just freak people out. People will avoid social situations merely to avoid small talk in and of itself, like for forever. People will not do and not meet people and engage in new conversations for that one. Like, people have such a fear about that. And yeah, it feels weird, but everyone feels the same way. It's what you don't realize. And there's all kinds of tricks, people have, maybe you want to think of this outlandish creative question to ask, and you're ready for that and you're armed. But you know what? It really doesn't matter. You don't have to put that much pressure on yourself to think of some crazy, unique, creative question. Small talk leads to big talk, no matter how you do it. And what everyone, the unspoken thing behind all that is, you might ask someone, how was your day? Which they say that is a conversation stopper right there. But you know what? If you don't have anything else, just do what you can. If you know something about someone, that's a good way to start, too. A shared interest. You saw their post. You saw a project that they did. Any of that stuff is all good. But really what you're saying underneath all that is, I'm friendly and I'm trying to talk to you. Are you friendly?
Nice.
That's really the psychology behind the whole thing, and you don't have to make it like so crazy. So again, anything to talk to someone, notice something. You're just building comfort and how to ease into the conversation. So it's not pressure, it's permission, basically.
Nice.
And once that door's open, anything can happen. So small talk can lead to big talk.
Small talk,
So-
good. These are good. There you go. Hey, let's do a quick listener email, and then we're going to get ready to break soon because we're supposed to be having our What's Your Story guest, Sandy Thomas, is supposedly coming in. So I don't think his limo's here, but we're keeping an eye out for it. So meanwhile, let's go ahead and do a listener email.
VO Radio, internet radio for the voiceover community.
Hi, this is Tony Raimondo. Be sure to catch my VO feature, Technology Reviews, during the 24/7 broadcast here on VO Radio. Use the show's drop-down option on the website and select the 24/7 features to see when my segments run each day.
Internet radio for the voice artist, just like you.
This is VO Radio, 24/7 internet radio for the voiceover industry. Get to know some of our featured contributors. Want to reach any of our contributors? Just go to voradioonline.com, click on the host tab on our navigation bar, and then select Reach a Contributor. You can also check out the programs area of the website for their featured programs and times. You too can correspond with any of our featured contributors here at VO Radio. Listen, learn, and succeed with VO Radio. It's here for you.
The best music ever made.
If you're like most voice talent today, you're wondering various things relating to your voiceover career. Well, VO Radio has your answers. Here's more questions answered by our panelists live on Let's Talk VO here on VO Radio.
Listen and learn. Internet radio for the voice artist, just like you.
All right. I'm going to hand that off to you, Stacy. You ready to read the listener email, or you want me to read it?
Oh, no, I got it right here.
Okay, great.
Okay, Andrea from Tulsa. And Andrea asks, she said that she heard Kara Edwards mention no residuals for animation or cartoons as a non-union talent. And how do we offer a buyout rate if we do not know where it will be used? Ooh, very good question. Again, how do we offer a buyout rate for animation and cartoons as a non-union talent if we don't know how it's going to be used?
Interesting.
And I would like to know that myself. I feel like that's so that answer could probably change depending on what's going on. But
Let Deb take a stab at that. I think Deb will be good at answering that.
Yeah.
So, number one, if you're talking about a buyout rate and you're at the rate stage, you're talking to the client, right? In some capacity, you're talking to an agent or a client, and so that question should be asked. First and foremost, you ask. So when I did Dragon Ball, it was a buyout. And we didn't get to, and that was through an agent, that was through legitimacy of everything else. The reason the buyout thing came about was because a lot of, especially anime, but a lot of companies at this time when most things were union, were trying to go non-union to avoid residuals. They're all trying to save money. Everybody wants to save money. Right, wrong, or indifferent, that became the norm. So it becomes the norm, but it's very, very important that you ask full on. Don't not ask the question. Where is this being used? How long are you going to be using it for? How long do you own me for? Because it really can affect you, whether commercial, cartoon, or anything else. You might not be able to do other things because of that buyout rate that you took. So you've got to make sure that it values you. When I did Dragon Ball, I was paid well, but when I did a different cartoon at that same time, I was paid way more. And that was what we call prelay. So it was done first, then they animate after you. What they explained to me about anime, specifically anime, which is different than animation, is that the artist, the original artist, has done most of the work, and you're just copying what they did.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, I spent more time doing anime and when I do anime and dubbing than I do in the actual jobs that are prelay, which are way more fun, way more entertaining because you get to feed off each other. And so it's just become a norm, and we can hate it all we want, but unfortunately it's become that norm. No different to me than the rates for video games. I think they're stupid. You know, I think there's some good ones. If you're union scale and you're getting union jobs, different story, but we're talking non-union, and I think they're stupid rates, absolutely stupid rates. And guess what? They own you for life.
Yeah,
It's
they
a
do.
video game.
That's
So
why it's
I
called-
think that's the way they're looking at it. What you've got to find out is where is it being distributed? Is it going to be on a TV channel? Is it going to be just online? Is it going to be just in a console? Those are the kind of questions you need to ask.
That's good. That's good stuff. And let me throw this out to Andrea, if you're listening, because I wrote you and said we were going to be addressing this for you because you were very interested in hearing this. I think you might also be talking about how to handle that in a pay-to-play environment where you have to offer up a quote or potentially give a quote without necessarily getting to talk with them, like you said, through an agent or through
You shouldn't be giving a
contact.
buyout rate on a
Right.
quote.
So I think, Bev, what's your thought on that? If it's a pay-to-play situation where you don't get to reach out to the client up front, what do you do in that case Andrea or anyone that is thinking of
Well,
that?
thanks, Anthony.
I know, right?
I
Just
don't.
your
I
luck.
don't.
An easy question.
She only said, "Don't come to me," but that's good.
Don't come to me. I don't do these genres. However,
Oh, I didn't see that in the chat. Sorry.
But in saying that, I mean, I would look at the rate guides they have available if you're looking not through an agent. If it looks like it might be something that's going to, be something, and you have an agent, reach out to them and ask for assistance in quoting. You might have to give them 10%, but they'll give you a better idea. A lot of agents will go, "Don't worry about it. Just, we want you to get paid right."
See, good point. Yeah.
There's that kind of thing. But if you're doing a character for an animation, if it's not being used anywhere but on this cartoon, in perpetuity doesn't kind of, if they come back, they're going to need your voice again for that character. They're going to come back to
Right.
you for another session. So, but I honestly don't have an answer for that. I would look for guidance.
If I could just piggyback off what Bev said there, though.
go ahead.
If you guys are newer and you don't have an agent, that's the way you get the agent, is you take
Exactly
that
right.
job to them and tell them to negotiate for you.
Very cool. And, I will throw this out. I've had a lot of my students and peers over the years who actually, even though I wasn't acting as an agent, unless I was in my casting mode, contact me and say, "Hey, I have a pay-to-play opportunity. I'm not sure how to bid." So what Bev just hit is perfect in Deb, because I've had the situations where I'm not asking for a piece of the cake. I'm doing it in good faith, just a peer-to-peer good old boy thing. But that is something too. Reach out to your trusted coach. Reach out to your mentor. If you're not working with an agent per se yet, like Deb said, don't be afraid to use that as a door opener, because you'd be surprised how much good faith that shows for sure. What do you two think, Stacy and Peter? And then we'll take a break.
Well, I'm just soaking it all up because I just think it's important to be aware. And I like what Bev said about that she doesn't really do those genres really, but to be aware of it and knowing the usage would be most important. So very interesting, very helpful for me, actually.
As far as the rate with the pay-to-plays, again, you have the GVAA, as Deb said,
right.
Try to find a rate, and there isn't a whole lot of negotiation to be done. It is an auction. You put your bid in, and then you have to do it for that.
Well,
That's pretty much
it's
it.
an auction.
It's
But
not a
don't
lot
be
you can
afraid to
do.
fight for it either.
But you can
That's
fight.
right.
No, I
Still
was
fight
going
for
to
it.
say. I was going
That's
to say,
right.
if they really want you and your rate's a little, could you cut the rate a little? No, don't cut the rate. Say, sorry, this is my rate, and I'm worth it. You came back to me. It's what I'm worth. Pay me.
Right.
That's my
I've even
rate.
seen times where, and Deb, you might have seen this too, because you did them a lot over the years back in the day. I even had situations where I just said off your quote, and I put 0. And then in notes, I put, "Please contact me and let's
I've
talk
done that
further
too,
about
yeah.
the project scope."
Yeah.
So if they, because I know the pay-to-plays ask for you to fill in a number typically, right? Just put 0 in there, put $1, and then it takes it that way. You can submit the form, but in the notes say, "I'm not sure what to bid. I need more particulars and specs about the project, its use, and all this." Feel free to reach out to me if you like my audition. So absolutely, yeah. I don't think Sandy is here yet, so I'm not sure what's happening. So how about if we just go ahead, Stacy, and go to a break, and then we'll see where we're at on the backside of it all.
Great.
VO Radio is sponsored by
At CAVA, the Canadian Association of Voice Actors, we believe every voice deserves to be heard. That's why we're building a stronger, more inclusive voiceover industry in Canada through advocacy, support, and a commitment to fair treatment in a rapidly changing landscape. From navigating new technologies like AI to finding ways to protect your creative work, Cava stands with you. Join us today at cavavoices.org and help shape the future of voiceover in Canada, because your voice matters.
Your dynamic voiceover career requires extra resources to keep moving ahead. There's one place where you can explore everything the voiceover industry has to offer. That place is voiceoverextra.com. Whether you're just exploring a voiceover career or a seasoned veteran ready to reach that next professional level, stay in touch with market trends, coaching, products, and services while avoiding scams and other pitfalls. VoiceOver Extra has hundreds of articles, free resources, and training. It's all here at voiceoverextra.com. That's voiceoverextra.com.
Hey everyone, NAVA President Tim Friedlander here with your NAVA News Minute Update. We're looking forward to accomplishing a lot in 2026 and offering more benefits to NAVA members and the voiceover community as a whole. Coming up, our annual State of Voiceover survey is opening soon. This annual survey provides valuable data-driven insights into our industry, and the results are incredibly important for all of us. Please take the time to fill out the survey when you're able and share with your fellow voice actors. All answers will remain anonymous. NAVA has new health insurance offerings for NAVA members, and they are available now. NAVA members have access to plans that cover themselves and their spouses and dependents, as well as vision, dental, and even pet insurance. Check out our new plans on our website, navavoices.org/healthcare. The third annual NAVA Gala took place on December 12th, and it was a huge success. We honored industry leaders, including our Icon Award winner Bill Farmer, and raised over $80,000 for the NAVA Foundation to help fund scholarships, legal aid, education, and more. Thank you to all of you who were part of it. We're continuing to work to make this industry a better place for all of us. Thank you for all of your support. To find out more info on NAVA, visit our website, navavoices.org.
In a world where one voiceover can mean the difference between life and death, where one voice actor could sell a Volvo or a burrito or become a chia pet, where a promo voice could mean the difference between a hit show or a shit show. Please give it up for the vixens of voice, the assassins of announcing, and the sirens of speak, Ellie Ray and Deb Monroe. GetMiked.com.
Street Smart Coaching.
That's what you get at VO 101.
Hi, I'm Anthony Reese, 35-year veteran, casting director, producer, and voiceover coach here at VO 101.
Whether a beginner or veteran voice talent,
You'll find everything you need to get your career started or take your career to the next level. Training, website design, YouTube channel creation, voiceover demos, video demos, a free evaluation, and even a free training area.
get Street Smart Coaching at VO 101.
That's VO101.com.
VO101.com.
Let's talk VO Live on VO Radio. Interact with the show by texting 970-682-3424 or email your question to the show using the app email icon, radio player window, ask a question button, or send an email to ask@voradioonline.com. Let's talk VO Live on VO Radio. It's here for you.
Well, we just heard Stacy say where to go, what to do. I mean, that's what counts. Listen to Stacy, the voice of VO Radio, and email and text us and join us. Come in the Zoom room. There's so many ways for you to play and listen. VO Radio, that's pretty freaking cool. You know, you guys got to really admit, like, not only for those of us that are participating and volunteering our time, but that there's something like this out there. You know, we didn't, when we started in this venture, and again, a lot of us are veterans of this industry, period. There wasn't people before. It's a very fascinating industry in this way. And it wasn't even a household name. And now there's ways that you guys can get lots of tips and help. So it's just a beautiful thing, Anthony. Thank you for creating it.
Well, thank you guys for helping pay it forward, for sure, all of you.
Of course. So make sure you guys are joining us. Now, if you don't come in next Wednesday, you're crazy, because who doesn't want to talk to Tim Friedlander? And I want to say, again, another little plug from me personally and the rest of the industry. Thank you, NAVA and Cava. You guys are really trying to make a difference for us in this industry. And I know there's been others before you, but you're really making some impact. And it's actually going to change things for other industries as well, where we're really getting a lot of awareness and finding a body to cover us, not just in a union sense, but for all of us. We're all inclusive. So thank you for all that you guys do, Bev, you included, and for your entire team. So we thank you, NAVA and Cava, however way we need to say it, for all that you guys are doing. Now, we have the Audition Underground, one of my favorite features. Let's do it because we have Ralph Duke joining us today.
Audition Underground. I just got the critiques from you guys. And yeah, I really thought my performance sucked. And I agree with everything that you guys said. After listening back to it now, I was like, God, why did I even send that in? It's so freaking horrible. But, obviously I can do better. And with your guidance, I will. So thanks again for the... My voice is killing me. Thank you again for the critiques, and I look forward to the next one. I guess it's the BF Goodrich thing. So thanks again. Stay warm, and talk to you soon.
Every voiceover talent, from beginners to intermediate to veterans, want to have feedback on their audition. This can be a very costly endeavor. VO Radio has just the solution with our Audition Underground. Here's another voiceover talent brave enough to enter the Audition Underground zone on VO Radio.
I think I just peed my pants, man. I might have to take a minute here and go change.
Now, what was his name? Because I spoke over that. Did anyone catch
Lance
it?
DeBach.
Oh, that was Lance. I was wondering if that was Lance. I love it. We're such hard critics on ourselves, you know?
Oh, I love it, man.
You can hear it in his voice. Like, Lance, you're great.
Oh my God, Lance, man, thank you, bud. We needed that laugh. And you know what? No, it didn't suck, man, but definitely constructive stuff. You've definitely got the pipes. If you haven't been to his website, you got to check out Lance DeBock, DEBOCK. The guy is really a great talent, but he took our criticism to heart and he ran with it. It's hard love, baby. So thank you very much for sending that in, man, for sure. So, all right, today we're going to get kicking in. Today's Audition Underground is Ralph Duke. Now, Ralph Duke has done 3 of them so far over the last, 2 years we've been doing this, the Audition Underground. So, Ralph, we're going to go ahead and do your audition here, and we'll take a listen here and play it twice, and then we'll give some feedback to Ralph. Here's Ralph Duke on the Audition Underground.
The things that go bump underneath your truck are downright scary, which is why you need some monsters of your own. BF Goodrich light truck tires are big. They're tough. They're fierce looking. Off-the-shelf BF Goodrich tires have won more major off-road races and rock crawling championships than any other. So visit your BF Goodrich Tires retailer and turn your truck into a monster truck. Call 1-877-BFG-TIRE or visit www.bfgoodrichtires.com. Put some monsters under your bed. BF Goodrich Tires. Take control.
There you go. That's Ralph Duke. We're going to go ahead and play it one more time. And I think last time he did the Amico one and he kicked butt on that too. So here we go. Second roll through.
The things that go bump underneath your truck are downright scary, which is why you need some monsters of your own. BF Goodrich light truck tires are big. They're tough. They're fierce looking. Off-the-shelf BF Goodrich tires have won more major off-road races and rock crawling championships than any other. So visit your BF Goodrich Tires retailer and turn your truck into a monster truck. Call 1-877-BFG-TIRE or visit www.bfgoodrichtires.com. Put some monsters under your bed. BF Goodrich Tires. Take control.
Oh, there you go. That's Ralph Duke. Good job, man. My 1 cent would be basically, I like the expressive hits. I like that you expressed the meaning of the word when you hit those 3 or 4 expressive words. That's big. In my world, that's a big thing I like to push people on is saying the word the way it should be said, the way the word is expressed is killer. So, all right, let's start out with you, Deb Monroe. What you think?
Okay, so first of all, oh my God, I want to direct you in character work. Oh my God, you've got this gentle giant in you. I love your gentle giant. When you started off, I thought it was like I knew what the script was coming, but it felt like a bedtime story for a child who has things going bump in the night. And so I really appreciated that somewhat. The problem for me is it kind of stayed in the same place. Now, so let me start with my positives. You beautiful, clear voice. The depth in your voice, I'm just absolutely in love with you, and I really want to create your gentle giant. There's just a beautiful guy in you. You have such a... I personality read as well when I listen to these things, and I just hear your soul. I think that you stayed even-keeled throughout, and you hit one thing at the end was your bed, and that's kind of where I wanted to hear the gentle giant again, just because I think it would add to the humor of where you could play with it. I think if you don't give a little more emotional journey here, We miss what you were trying to come up with. And one of my favorite things, which I heard last week, more contradictory to what I'm saying, but don't follow the damn punctuation. Everybody follows the stupid punctuation.
That's right.
And so everybody sounds the exact same, and you're following every punctuation. Again, beautiful soul, beautiful read, beautiful tone and clarity and all that stuff. But I want more emotional journey, so I know what fierce feels like. So I know how much I should love BF Goodrich. What does it mean when I'm saying rock crawling champions? You've got a voice to play with, dude. So
Yeah,
I would just want to play a little more with that, get a little more emotional context. It's the number one thing all of them are looking for is emotion. So just adding a bit more to that. And oh my God, come see me for character work. I love your Gentle Giant.
Yep. Good stuff. Ralph, really cool, man. Yeah, definitely. I'm a big advocate of using natural stalls, finding those stall points, break up the patterning so it isn't so predictable. But good stuff. Bev Standing, what's your thoughts?
I love your voice. There is just such a warmth and richness within that you don't have to try very hard. But my negative would be you didn't try very hard. I just you didn't need to, but I would have liked you to. I would have liked at the top in the very first sentence. I would have liked to have heard something a little different, an opinion, a fun little, like it does say playful and casual and fun. I'll make that first line fun. Instead, it just came in, just came in neutral. It stayed neutral to the end.
Nice.
I didn't mind that when you got into talking about the tires and they've won stuff. It's like, okay, you're telling me these tires are great. But I just didn't feel the urge that I needed to run to the phone and pick up the phone. So I'll leave it at that because I loved what Deb said.
Absolutely.
All the goods
Good
are
stuff.
still there. Yeah.
Good stuff for sure. Peter Drew, what do you think?
Yeah, there's a story here, so you want to follow the arc of the story, as both Deb and Bev said. He has a big round voice, very plummy sounding, and so you can play with that. I mean, you don't have to go the things that go bump in the night, to get really evil sounding.
Right.
Like
Like a
just take that
screamo,
round,
yeah.
playful plumpiness of the voice, and have some fun with it. And again, you're taking from the beginning of the story to the end, where we come back around, where put the monsters, some monsters under your bed, BF Goodrich tires. So you're tying it all back together. So finding that emotion that takes us from the beginning where it's scary to where we're going to get self-assured, where they're tough, they're fierce looking, but still you have that warm, plummy voice. They're tough, they're fierce. Ooh, without going, they're tough, they're fierce, and do the growly thing.
Right.
And keep it in that same personality, but take the story from the beginning to the end where we come back around and tie it all together. And have more fun with it. I think it was kind of on an even keel, and he didn't take me on a journey so much. The voice is wonderful. The diction is great. It was, again, the punctuation, as Deb said, ignore some of it, but just have more fun. I think you felt a little restricted. How far do I push it? I always say, go over the top, go way over the top.
That's right.
And then bring it back. It's easier than go incrementally up.
That's
up,
right.
Up. Just go way big and then bring it back down and bring it back.
Can I just add, though, there's a big difference for everybody listening between going over the top for an animation and going over the top for a commercial. I just want to point that out.
Big difference for sure. And the reality is, I can't tell you how many times I've done castings over the years, broadcast and cartoon animation gaming, where they say the philosophy is it's easier to push you downhill than it is to push you uphill. And I've said that, I know, probably before on the show. But what I mean by that is you, Ralph, and others out there, don't be afraid, like Peter was saying, to push a little bit more, because a client can always think, well, we'll back him up just a bit. I like the energy, but we'll back him up just a bit in the session. Versus, no, he's too flat and he has no wooden sound, and I don't have to work with pushing that guy. So yeah, absolutely. Stacey Barrel, what's your thought on? I know with all the what Deb and Bev and Peter have said, oh my God, right? But yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Ralph, I can hear that dry wink in your voice.
Yeah.
The best part about this Audition Underground, hearing all of these, is like I get to hear everybody's voice, and it's so neat to see what everybody does with things. So Ralph, you can play even more, just like everyone said. I love the first line because I felt that dry wink and I'm like, where is this going? And I love the last line because, you took it home. I would say you can play more with your cadence in there. That would help, break it up a bit. And also that pivot point where you're going to tell me the next thing. And that's where you're going to take me on a ride with that journey for that pivot point. And I didn't really hear a big difference there, but that would have made a difference in your performance. But I loved it. Great delivery.
And he's got such great pipes. And you know what? Your voice is what we call in the business the X factor. Your voice has an identity. It has an X factor about it. There's something about it that demands pay attention to me. And it's not like the typical cliche male big pipe bass voice. There's something going on there that is a powerful thing. So if you could get together with like a Deb Monroe or myself or Bev or any of the coaches, Peter and everybody here, coaches, I think we could help you go to that next level with the pipes you have, because your ability is just at this point being scratched. I can tell, man, you have so much opportunity for sure, man. So don't be afraid to let the cat out of the hat, so to say. So, hey, with that said, there you go. That was Ralph Duke. If you want to participate in the Audition Underground, all you got to do is go to the website, and you can read the auditions for the next one, which is coming out, should have been out yesterday, but we're putting it out the next day for February, and you can participate. We're still, believe it or not, catching up on last month, January's. We got 4 more to go with those, and then we'll be able to start getting into the Audition Undergrounds for the month of February here. So take advantage of it, go to the website, and we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in just a few minutes. We got a lot coming up. We still got the Who Are You, Deb? And what else is coming up? No. What else?
We got a question from Gina in Seattle.
We sure do. So stick around. Hang tight.
VO Radio is sponsored by
Somebody has to be the best in the business.
Elevate your voice with NAVA, the National Association of Voice Actors. As a nonprofit association, NAVA is dedicated to the advocacy and protection of all our voices and for championing the equitable advancement of the voice acting industry. Visit the website at navavoices.org today. NAVA, together they can protect the future of voice acting and make our voices heard.
Introducing Vogue 79.5, a special digital-only edition created for the end of the VO convention year, and it's available free at thevogue.com. Discover it all and exclusive deals just for the VO community. From our Vogue family to yours, happy voicing.
Hey, y'all. This is Ali Chef here with Events and Happenings. March 30th is the Audio Publishers Association Conference, and it will be held virtually. Tickets go on sale January 5th. It's a wonderful event, especially if you are in the audiobook world. A lot of opportunities to connect with fellow narrators, as well as those working on the other areas of the industry. So check that out. Again, that is March 30th. And go to the audiopub.org website to find out more. Vocation, vocation, vocation. Vocation is happening April 23rd through 26th, a conference for the business of voiceover in a paradise. That's right. It is completely dedicated to the business side of voiceover. Go to the Vocation website to find out more. Well, y'all, much love. Catch you on the flip side.
Have a voiceover related event coming up? Let Ali Chef at VO Radio share it with listeners.
Hey, y'all. Ali Chef here with Events and Happenings. Share your own events and happenings that you would like us to share with the VO world.
Just fill out the event form located on our website using the events link on the navigation menu. And we'll add it to our events calendar feature broadcast daily on VO Radio. VO Radio, helping your next event succeed.
VO Radio, what's happening? It's D. Alvis here. You might recognize my voice as I'm one of the hosts of Let's Talk VO here on VO Radio. Big surprise, I too am a voice actor. I'm also an audio producer and former copywriter, currently serving clients in over 60 countries. So if you need a voice to leave an indelible mark on your next project, why not reach out to me at dalvisvo.com. That's DEEALVISVO.com. Or find me on your favorite social media apps. Till we speak again, keep shining.
The darkest hour when the night unfolds, I'm a lioness ready to take control.
Hi, I'm Bev Standing, a voice actor in Canada, and I started my journey in the VO world in 2008 and have not looked back.
No one can hold me down.
If you want to talk to me personally about coaching, just message me at bev@bevstanding.com, or you can contact me through my website, bevstanding.com.
No second guessing.
Let's Talk VO Live on VO Radio. Interact with the show by texting 970-682-3424 or email your question to the show using the app email icon, radio player window, ask a question button, or send an email to ask@voradioonline.com. Let's Talk VO Live on VO Radio. It's here for you.
And that's what we're doing. Let's Talk VO here on VO Radio. And we are here with Stacey Barrow, Deb Monroe, Bev Standing, Anthony Reese, and me, Peter Drew. And who are you? That's what people ask us, who we are off screen in our own personal lives and whatever else we do with the voiceover business here. So that's coming up shortly. We have a question, and we're going to hopefully everybody give a nice answer to that. And then we would like to remind you that we have encore broadcasts of these fine programs. It's like Gary Owens, who he is. Anyway.
So you put the finger on the ear there.
Well, that's right. That's Don Pardo, sorry. No nerdling, please.
Saturday Night Live.
That's right. Anyway, we have encore presentations of this show and our Wednesday program. So Tuesday,
that's right.
Tuesday, it is Monday. Tuesday at 5, and then the Wednesday show replays at Thursday at 5. And so if you've missed part of today's program or you would like to listen back, maybe hear the Audition Underground again, and maybe pick up some pointers, whatever the reason, you have that opportunity. So that's that. Now let's get to that listener question that we have coming up.
Good idea. And before we do that, let me go ahead and tell people that are listening out there, we have 3 of the same questions that were sent in last week and one sent in over the weekend. So we went ahead and rolled Gina's question in to all 3 or 4 of you listening out there. If you're not listening on demand, this is kind of the same similar questions that were asked. So we want to combine those. So let's go ahead and do that.
Hey, what's going on, man? This is Sandy Thomas from Thomas Voice Imaging. You can reach me at info@thomasvoiceimaging.com. Catch me on LinkedIn. You can DM me there at Thomas Voice Imaging. And it's all about voiceover. I know you love it. And you want to get on a microphone, print those VO dollars. But it's not simple. It's not easy. So if you want to hop on one of those VO Zoom sessions, touch base, and we'll see if you're have enough tenacity to be in this industry. Take care.
The best music ever made.
If you're like most voice talent today, you're wondering various things relating to your voiceover career. Well, VO Radio has your answers. Here's more questions answered by our panelists live on Let's Talk VO here on VO Radio.
Listen and learn. Internet radio for the voice artist, just like you.
And Gina of Seattle has a question. As a new talent, should you join a P2P pay-to-play website? And which one is best? So there's a question that I think we've maybe heard once before, and we talk about P2Ps a lot. Who wants to take this first? How about Stacey? Stacey's waving.
Me. I want to answer the question.
I will. My answer is short, actually. And I say, yes, it's a great experience. Which one is best is the one you're most comfortable with, that's easiest for you, and that maybe you start booking on. You probably are going to think that one is the best. But yes. Great practice, great experience, great exposure. And there you go.
And what fits your budget, too, for sure.
Yeah, budget-wise. Deb, what do you think about the P2P?
Yeah, so I have... So number one, absolutely. But are you able to pull off the jobs if you were hired? So be careful if you don't have a studio set up, that it will help you with that.
Well said.
I feel and always have felt that pay to plays are the best education actually out there.
Yep.
And so I use it as a teaching tool because I think that it's the one place you can find out who's hiring. It's the one place you can learn how to audition, how to respond. And one more prediction, which I really think is true, I think that's going to take over the future. And I know it's not everybody's favorite thing to hear, but I actually think it's going to. And right, wrong, or indifferent, that's just what I feel is going to end up happening. We're seeing a lot of agents shut their doors. And, you know, again, let's remind ourselves, we're of a generation who's not the first, we're not the first veterans, but we're coming of that next generation of veterans who are retiring and leaving the industry because of AI, because of all sorts of different things. So who's going to take those things over? So it's one thing that I think is very interesting to watch.
Very interesting.
It's a difficult thing to as time goes by. I've been doing this actually since 1976. And
wow.
So, yeah. My first freelance job
started
was
when you're what,
1976. No, I'm a lot older than you think I might be. But
yeah, we're grown there.
Does church singing count for me?
But it is kind of difficult because we're going along for so long, and then all of a sudden, boom, you have this thing called the internet. And I was one of the first people on the internet. I ranked number 3 for the top keywords for like 2 years, and then all of a sudden, this competition from all the pay to plays came in, and a lot of other people, and I got pushed down the rankings, so I had to go.
Right.
And it is difficult, but it is the way the world's going. Again, when I said about AI and being nice to people and communicating with people, as Stacy was saying, small talk, I think that's what differentiates us. But we still have to deal with the pay to plays taking over the casting kind of thing. The big jobs, the biggest jobs and the biggest markets, they're still going to be real human beings.
True.
Too much money involved, and
I think the smaller to medium-sized markets of jobs are definitely going the way of the pay-to-plays. Like Deb was saying, for sure. I know that at my Voice Tunes and in this thing that I'm promoting a little bit more aggressively now, Voice My Video, I'm offering actually pre-screened auditions myself. So I'm often offering a service to the customer now instead of them going in and virtually doing a casting and then going through the nightmare themselves to weed out the trash, so to say. And a lot of people I've been networking with over the years are starting to go to more of a personal service, a custom type service. So Deb, you're on the money for sure on that. The other thing I would throw out real quick before Bev chimes in for sure is Gina and Sam, and who was the other one? Timothy and Joshua. Those same questions were asked by all these people is, don't look at pay to plays just like a place to get gigs. It's a great place, like you said, to hone in your chops, like Deb said, and like Peter and Stacy has said. But think of it as meet and greets. I've said this before. Look at it like where else you're going to go out there and not get passed by the gatekeeper of the businesses out there. You're never going to be able to send them anything in the mail. You're never going to be able to send them spam. It's going to go right into a spam folder. The gatekeeper is going to filter you out. So this is your opportunity to meet and greet people, to put yourself in front of people. You may not get the gig, but the reality is how much you're going to pay a year to meet and greet people. It'll cost you thousands and thousands of dollars to buy hot list. So look at it like that. It's also a great way to meet and greet people, as well as, like Deb and Stacey was saying, honing your chops. So that's my thought.
What do you think?
People.
Well, yeah, I started on the pay-to-play sites, and they were wonderful back then. Talking 15 years ago, there's probably 1 million more people that are on there. So if you're going to get on there, so 2 things. 1, you can create free profiles. So do that. So you can at least see when you, so this is depending on how new you are. Create a free profile that has who you are, describes, etc., and has at least one decent sample that you can reproduce if you get a job. And have a look and see what's coming across, the kinds of things that you're going to need, the kinds of scripts that you're going to get for auditions. That's your first learning tool. It's like, I'm going to be a contractor, I'm going to get a screwdriver. Well, I might be able to not get the whole set, but I can get a multi-handled screwdriver, so I'm going to get the one that has a little bit of everything, right? So, and then when you do get on the sites and you pay for that, make sure you understand the algorithms that you are dealing with. And there are courses for at least voice Voice123. Voices.com is a little less complicated. There are also scams that come across there, so
Yep.
make sure you know what you're doing. I know on Voices.com, all payments go through their platform. On Voice123, you can ask that all, and so you can avoid not getting
Right.
paid. You have to be an established talent to be on Bidalgo's site, but you are reviewed, and if you're not, so think about that. You're on Voices.com, and you're under your pillow trying to do something. You know, handheld mic, those little mini ones you get for, you know, from those sites are $9.99, and there's people auditioning. That's who you're competing. But it's important to understand who sees those first. So if you're not 100% match, you don't go to the top of the list. You don't see the audition as quickly. They don't see your audition as quickly.
Nice.
Things
You
like
know-
that. So you have to understand that. So I say yes to the online casting sites until you've built up a 6-figure income that you're getting guaranteed work. But it doesn't mean you don't pay attention, because as Deb said, things are changing, and
Yeah.
clients I've had clients go, I would love to work with you directly, but you know what? I'm not allowed to. I have to post it on the site.
Right.
So I'm still on that site, and I get there's another one that some people don't like, but I'm still on it because I have repeat clients that they have to go through that site, but they're going to book me every time. So I stay on the site, and the prices vary. Understand what those prices get you, and just understand the algorithm. But yes, if you're new,
Nice.
pay to play is a great way to say, here's an audition, because where
Right.
else are you getting them, right?
You know what? And Shane, thanks for writing in. Shane said, hey, great topic, you guys. Actually answered some questions I had myself. I'm curious, though, what did Bev mean by, I think you missed a few words there. You cut and paste something. What did Bev mean by, that doesn't make sense? Let me
The
see if I can figure
algorithm?
out what you're saying, Shane. I think what Shane is saying here is, what did Bev mean by the guest? Okay, guest profile, I guess he means here.
Oh,
Basically, what that means
free
is
profile.
you can sign up for the freebie at some of these models. You can sign up for the freebie account. They'll send you auditions to attract you to subscribe, but you can't submit those auditions. However, you can use those for practice scripts to practice auditioning until you feel comfortable
And
auditioning
clients can
signing up.
clients can give you a private audition on a free account, so you can make
Yeah.
money.
Oh, you
And
can. See,
I want to
maybe that's
piggyback
what he
off
meant.
what Bev is saying. So I'm glad Shane asked that, because she gave the best advice, guys. The best way to figure out what pay to play you should be on is do the free sign up on all of them and see which one works for you. See which
Right.
one you're enjoying, what you like, what you don't like. No one can tell you what is or isn't good. You just have to find what's working for you.
Nice, good stuff. Well, Shane, hope I didn't botch that too bad for you, but hopefully that gave you the answer. Any other comments from anybody before we go to the Who Are You segment? Peter's in charge here, so he's ready to go. Tell me, Peter.
Okay, let's go to Who Are You?
VO Radio,
for that thing.
internet radio for the voiceover community.
Hi, this is Mitch Lashinsky. And this is Mike Pelletier. Be sure to catch our podcast, Mitch and Mike's VO Journey. Weekends during the Weekend Power podcast here on VO Radio. Check out the podcast section of the website for our weekend showtimes. Yeah, baby.
Internet radio for the voice artists, just like you.
Here at VO Radio, many of our listeners write in asking questions about our contributors and panelists. Listeners just like you want to ask, who are you? Here's another question sent in by one of our listeners just like you, asking, who are you, to our panelists and contributors? This is VO Radio. It's here for you.
Bev, or is that me? It says Bev there.
It says
I
Bev,
really
yeah.
want to know.
I really want to know. It says it says Bev, or is it for me?
It's Bev. It's Bev.
Wait a minute. Who are you? Are you Bev or
me?
Peter?
Who am I? It's me.
Okay.
Hi, this
Who
is
are
Bev.
you?
I don't know who I am today.
Yeah.
Oh, Peter was saying we're going to do Who Are You? So I thought Peter was going to. Anyway, I'm glad to introduce this. You know, the people write in and they want to know who we are. So Connie from Castle Rock, and I don't know where Castle Rock is. So it sounds nice.
It's actually Colorado, believe it or not. There's one here, I should say. I don't know if that's
It's
where
on my
came
to-do
from.
list. What would you tell? We're going to go around the table. Peter, I'm going to ask you first because we always ask
thank
you
you.
near the end. What would you tell your younger self as a beginner voice talent?
Mm.
Get a coach sooner. Yeah,
Ooh, good
yeah, because
one.
I was in commercial radio and I was doing voiceover on the side, and um, I had to work through the on the radio kind of sound, the pukey yucky kind of thing. And I think I mentioned once before, I have like one tape left from my first radio station, and hi everybody, it's Peter Drew on the
Yeah,
radio.
I know the
How
air
are you,
checks are
everybody?
funny to listen to.
WLYC, hey, Williamsport, Pennsylvania.
Rockin'
And
95.
that's right. Hey, and I needed to get rid of that quicker, and there wasn't a lot of voiceover coaching available back then, except in New York, Chicago, LA, and I was in Pennsylvania, in a little town.
Try being in Canada.
I was going to say
Whoa.
Canada, Toronto, or Vancouver and Montreal, maybe, right? But that's what if I had access to that, I would have gotten coaching sooner because, especially now, the conversational read is everything. And back then, it was still you could still be an announcer, if you will. And times changed. I always say the Molson ad, when they tried to pull Molson into the market here in the United States, with a pull strategy, they played these ads with the man and woman at a bar talking, and they were very, very real, very conversational. And one of the first spots to really do that. And that's where it all started taking off in the 80s. And the conversational read is everything. Got to have a coach to help you do that because we all just talk. But when you get in front of a microphone with a piece of paper with words on it, all of a sudden you start becoming an announcer, and you don't want to do that. That's who I was and what I wish I would have done. Next,
Stacy, what about you? Your
Yeah.
younger self anyway.
To the younger Stacy who just started, gosh, I would say two things. Like one, like I had no idea of the community. Well, VO radio wasn't there, so I couldn't have even said, listen to VO radio. But for those of you who are new out there, absolutely. I mean, it just helps so many things make sense. And I would remind myself to be kind to myself because you can't get there if you're not right here. So just all a journey. Like you're exactly where you're supposed to be. So be kind to yourself because it will happen and it's all moving forward.
Nice.
Wow. Deb?
So I have two as well. I was plunged into a major production right away, and I was a casting director at the time. So I've said this before, and I repeated it many, many times. And I was just directing a demo today, and they did the same thing. Don't direct while you're being directed. It seems like the helpful thing to do, but you can help yourself right out of a job. And I help myself out of a lot of jobs by trying to be helpful and offer my 2 cents to the director. No, don't do that. Pointless.
No,
Wrong.
Right.
And I really learned a hard lesson on that. That was a very hard lesson for me. I missed out on a lot of productions as a result. Second thing, which I talked about last week as well, which is just learn to be you. So it goes back to what Peter was saying. We were taught to be broadcasters. We were not taught to be ourselves. We were taught to be perfect and pronounce things and projection. And really what they want is your real emotive side. So if I go back to the training side of things, film was a big, big learning curve for me to learn how to be real. And voiceover taught me how to project still. It still was teaching me not to be as connected as the teacher would now. We're talking 35 years ago. So just learn to love yourself. And I'll say this again, it's so important. It's funny, but I mean it. Embrace your weird. Your weird is what's worth money. Don't get that weird out of you.
Nice.
Because we're all weird. Get over it.
I love that. Anthony, what would you have told your younger self?
Oh my God. I think of that when I read that question, I thought, oh my God, earlier that we're going to cut that one and use that today. I'm big on all kinds of music. One of my favorite Christian bands is Mercy Me, and they have a song called Dear Younger Me. And that's exactly what the whole song is about is he's become a successful Christian artist. What would he tell himself he could talk to his younger me? And so I love this. This question was, Dear Younger Me is perfect because I think I would tell myself, practice, man. I started out as a piano player when I was 10 years old, playing piano, 11 years old. And my stepmother forced me to play piano. Well, I thought piano was for gay boys. No, nothing against anybody who's not homosexual out there, what it's their alternate lifestyle. But back in the middle 70s, that was what little pussy boys or fancy boys did, right? So the reality was, boy, was I wrong, because within a couple of years, all of a sudden I realized girls loved keyboard players and musicians. And all of a sudden, when my hair grew a little bit and I became a musician, all of a sudden it was cool to play music. Well, what I didn't do, though, was like a fool, I finally caught on in my high school days later. I waited for my piano lesson, and I played my piano lesson, and then I went to the next lesson. And I found that I wasn't progressing after a couple of years of playing, because in between the lessons, I did not practice. So short and sweet, don't just do your audition and think you're done. Practice in between auditions, practice in between coaching, practice every chance you get. You're going to excel and progress faster the more you practice on your own. So what I would tell myself is, I was younger me, going back to my 10, 11, 12-year-old age, practice in between. Practice. So that's whatever it's worth. So
I love that. And it's
How
great
about you,
advice.
Bev?
Oh, God.
yeah.
I wasn't young when I started this journey. I wish I could talk to my younger self when I was 10 and wanted to be on TV. That was going to be my goal. And I never told my father, who was an advertising executive. And back then, we're talking in the 60s, I could have said, Daddy, I want to be in a commercial. And he probably would have gone, okay, well, let's talk to somebody, and I probably could have been. And I had no idea that advertising of any sort would entertain my world in my 50s. So it's like, wow, pay attention to what you like as a kid. Pay attention to what you like as a hobby. If you're watching movies and you stop at commercials and you're interested in voice acting, maybe you should listen to yourself. So maybe that's my advice, is listen to your inner self. Listen to those little things that you like to do outside of your day-to-day. And
tell the world, because someone might be listening.
That's
Ben,
right.
What did you do in a previous life before 2008?
Weren't you
What
like
did
a
I do?
construction manager or something? Or
I was a construction inspector for a multidisciplinary engineering firm. But before that, I was a production assistant at CBC Radio.
Oh,
and
okay. There you go.
so, I mean, I've done a bunch of stuff. But
see, that's why she has such great attention to detail. See,
Yeah,
that
there you
brought
go.
it forward into her career.
and I
see?
was a pianist, so I could, and they didn't have electric typewriters, so I could type 120 words a minute on a manual
Wow,
typewriter.
yeah.
Wow, that's
And I-
fast. That's fast.
And
I'm
so,
35 at
yeah,
best.
right, Anthony? I mean, you're just, you can do
actually,
it, right?
I was a good. Well, when I started out playing, I started out playing piano, but eventually, what came along? Synths. And the reality was, synths are totally different than playing the piano, because you hold your pad or your key or your strings or your pads with your left hand typically, and you do the runs and stuff with your right. So over the years, my right hand got so much faster and quicker and more in control than my left, because when you're playing synths, you're not doing all these runs with both fingers like you do on a piano. So
I'm
with
still
that said, I
ambidextrous.
don't tangent.
I sat with two computers, and I can use my mouse on my left and a mouse on my right, and I'm completely ambidextrous.
Ambidextrous.
Yeah.
Hey, great show, everybody. Listen, I guess we'll wrap things up. Go right to the final thoughts segment. Any final thoughts before we close up for this show? Deb Monroe, final thoughts you want to leave anybody with?
Well, I just want to do a shameless plug, because I'm really excited about this AI
Yeah.
course. So I hope it's coming up next week. So if you guys want to join it, just reach out to me, Deb at debsvoice.com. I'm pretty pumped about it, because we had a lot of people being very bad naysayers about it. They were pissed off, and I get it. But I'm telling you, there's a way that we can, the Walmarts are coming in. We've got to find our way in. And I just think that's the most important face to have right now.
Now,
is
what do you
finding
mean
our way in.
AI course? Can you get a little bit more into that?
Yeah,
detail?
so I'm doing a 4-week workshop on AI and how to use that in your career, and how to protect yourself from it taking over. So how to make AI work for you. And I have a special guest that's helping me, because I'm not pretending to be an AI expert, but there's a lot to this world that we can take advantage of in our careers. And I'm telling you, I've learned so much as a veteran. I am absolutely thrilled to embrace this, but I'm also thrilled to teach you how to protect yourself, because I support the
Nice.
initiatives that we're trying to make, and I'm not trying to replace our voice by any means, but try to find a way through it.
How do they get a hold of that if they want to sign up or
Yeah,
whatever?
so you can just email me actually, deb@debsvoice.com. It's probably on my website as well, debsvoice.com. And I also own voiceactortraining.com, so you can look for it on either of those places.
Awesome. All right, so let's go to Stacey Barrow. Final thoughts.
Okay, well, I want to give that workshop a plug too. Go to that workshop. That sounds amazing. I just
It's
wrote
pretty
down
cool.
right now. And I loved Connie's "Who are you?" question.
Yeah,
I really loved
that was a fun
hearing
one.
everybody's answer to that. So that's what I'm thinking about.
Interesting. Bev Standing, final thoughts?
My final thoughts are it's now 2026, and Cava is having a gala just like Nava did in the middle of June, June 11th in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And if you ever wanted to come to visit, it's a great way. You don't have to be a member at this point. The member tickets are sold. So now it's open to everybody that would like to attend. It's a night of red and white, and it's just celebrating the industry, and we'd love to have you there.
Awesome. And they can find out more information at CavaVoices.org, right?
CavaVoices.org. Yeah.
Very cool. And don't forget Wednesday, speaking of the AI thing, Tim Friedlander is going to be joining us, and we're going to talk a little bit about where they're at with regards to the AI battle. So let's wrap it up with Peter Drew. Peter, final thoughts, man.
You're muted. You've got my
Unmute him.
hat on.
There we go.
There we go.
There we go.
I was going to say, Deb's course sounds fascinating in that it is needed, but at the same time as that, it's still AI as a tool, and it's not human. And again, we are the humans, and we have to learn how to use that tool to get our humanity across. And
You still do. You cannot make AI work for you if you're not a good human director. I'm telling you so much.
Exactly. So that's
really cool. Really cool. One last plug for Deb Monroe before we part. You mentioned, going back to Gina and the other question relevant to pay to plays, you mentioned a couple of weeks ago, I think even might have been before the holiday, that you and Mark, the Nitty Gritty podcast, were going to be interviewing somebody that specializes in pay to plays. Did that ever happen?
Jesse Carroll, it's an amazing interview. Absolutely amazing interview. I'm so pumped about it. That's actually what kind of got me, other than that question that came, it really it made me relook at pay to plays in a whole different way. I've been on pay to plays for years, except to teach from them. And I am actually seeing them in a whole new light. Listen to that podcast and you'll hear why. It's pretty incredible.
Awesome. And that is available on the Nitty Gritty? Or
hopefully I have it on the Nitty Gritty website. If not, Assistant Dawn, can you get your act together and put it on there for me because I suck? No, I won't blame him. It's hopefully it's on there already, guys. If not, look for it right away, and I'll get all that stuff to you as well. We've got a lot of new ones coming up, so.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll definitely add that to the Saturday podcast here on VO Radio. All right, that's it, everybody. Thanks for listening. Be sure, like Peter was telling earlier, to listen to the encore tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And with that said, don't forget about Tim Friedlander. He's trying to spit out because we're running out of 1 more minute. Tim Friedlander coming up Wednesday at 5 p.m. Don't forget to check that out too.
Can Stacey have 5 seconds?
Oh, yeah. And Sandy Thomas just emailed, and he can't wait to be rescheduled. And he said, sorry, he was on a call.
Okay, great. Excellent. Very good plug. All right. Well, we'll rescheduling Sandy Thomas, who, by the way, is a contributor here on VO Radio. Check out the contributor section of the site for more information. See you later, buddy.
Thanks for listening to VO Radio and Let's Talk VO. Now we will return you to programming already in progress.